Hello, this is Jess, and this is chat session number 144, March 28th. I'm sorry, March 24th, 2018, Saturday. Gonna go right into the tidbits of history. I'm gonna talk a little bit about 1989. The Exxon Valdez runs aground. It ended up really devastating 700 miles of coastline from the millions of gallons of oil that spilled out into the water, and they couldn't contain it, and it really wreaked havoc on the environment in that area. The original penalty was set at $100 million, and then $1 billion was to be doled out over 10 years for cleanup and for environmental purposes. However, later that year, after all the stuff had died down, Exxon simply just paid $25 million and they were done with it. So they didn't even get to, they were supposed to pay $100 million, they only paid $25 million. Then they didn't have to put anything up after that. So they got off easy, and they destroyed a whole lot of coastline with oil. And it was also determined that the guy that was running the Valdez was semi-drunk at the time and made a bad decision when they crossed the reef, and that's what cut the hull of the ship open and caused this disaster. So, but anyway, okay, that's tidbits of history. We're going to do the bands that begin with the letter R. REO Speedwagon, Rush, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rihanna, Rancid, Reggie Watts, Radiohead, Rick James, Ricky Martin, Rammstein, Run DMC, Rat, Reba McEntire, Ronnie Montrose, Ray Charles, Robert Plant, Rio, Rossington Collins Band. I feel like there's one major one that I'm not getting, but I can't think of it at the top of my head, so that's that. So there's all the bands that begin with the letter R. You can add them in the comments if you come up with any bands, or you know of any bands off the top of your head that I haven't mentioned. You go to the comments under the video and put them there, and I'll check them out. I'm always wanting to see how I score when I start doing stuff off the top of my head, so let me know. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Google, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. There should be, if you're on it right now, the video, there should be a subscribe button. You can hit that, and it'll give me an idea of if you're interested in what's going on, what I'm doing. Be nice to know that people are at least checking it out. But now we're going to go right into the what I call the heavier side of the chat session, stuff having to do with politics, different things. There's a whole lot of talk in the government about cutting Social Security and cutting Medicare to the elderly. And again, I'm going to go over this topic again, but I don't understand why they keep taking money out of my check if they can control how much I get at the end of the day when I pay in all my life working for Social Security, and then they can just come along and say we have to make cuts and Social Security is going to get cut, and all those poor people that are older can't work anymore. Their income that they can barely live on as it is goes down even more, and they don't have any savings plans. They weren't fortunate like all those rich people that are making these rules, so they got to actually worry about their Social Security check, know how much money they're going to get. And these people in the government are calling it, oh, it's an entitlement. These elderly people are a pain in the ass. All they want is money, but they paid for it all their life. Just like I'm paying for it right now when I get a check, or Social Security takes theirs right off the top. I don't have a choice about it, so why should they have a choice about cutting it when it's my time to get it? I never have understood that. I don't know what year it was where they changed it. They could just take that money that's in there and use it for all their other government programs, different things, because they're too busy spending money carelessly, recklessly. And same thing with Medicare. It was supposed to, cover the medical expenses as you get older, the things that come up. And they've just reduced the benefits over the years, so it's not even really worth having anymore. And yet they take that money out of my check every time I get paid. I pay Medicare, I pay Social Security, and for what? So that they can turn around and say, oh, you don't deserve it until you're 80. They keep raising the age so you'll die before you ever get it. And it's just ridiculous that they're going to treat these people that worked all their life for the little bit of reward they have at the end. They're going to make it where they die before they get it, or they get it and they just reduce it to where you can't even live on it. It's just so ridiculous that this is allowed, and it's just something that people need to think about. These politicians are out at the finest restaurants, going to plays and stuff around the world, going to concerts, going to events that most people would love to go to, but they can't afford it. And they're the ones turning around and slashing programs and making it harder for people to get by on a weekly basis or monthly basis, because no matter what happens until you're dead, the rent never quits coming, the electricity bill never quits coming, the gas bill, the water bill, the whatever, car payments. It's it's a shame that our system has made it where people contribute to a fund all their life thinking they're going to have this when they retire, only to find out that these politicians have got in there and taken it all out and there's nothing left to give, so they start slashing what you get every month, and they start making it where you got to be, I think it was 65, now it's 67. They say they want to go to 71 now, so that you have to be 71 before you even get any of the benefits. And yet here I am, and I got to keep paying, work, and they take it out of my check, and then all I'm going to get is nothing. And so I just want to say, stop taking it out of my check. If it's an entitlement program or something you think that I'm begging for it, quit taking the money from me now. I'm not begging for nothing. And it's a shame that people that paid all their lives have to put up with this nonsense. So when we get prepared to go and vote the next time around, look at how these people voted, look at how they slashed stuff for the elderly, and don't vote for them. Kick them out. Drink a little water. About done. So this is Jess. Be truthful. Be happy, and let's look out for each other, okay? Have a great Saturday evening.